Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaos Terminal. Today on the channel we are revisiting one of our older builds. This is that 10-wheeled tank, but you know, I kind of switch up the design every time. And then this video's got just a little bit better of a how-to. So stick around till the end of the video, you'll see how to make this bad boy. For now, we're trying to fight this brute. It's working pretty good. I think what happened is the brute can't see past the front half of the vehicle to actually see me sitting in that back half there, so he's just letting us shoot him. Or rather, aim at, because I'm famously not that good of a shot. Hey, there we go, we got him. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for my stellar aim, and let's get started here. We're going to start with our approximate materials list. So you can see amber, copper, metal plate, glass powder, granite slab, the usual things you'll need for vehicles, right? So get started with your suspension part. I used a 2x8 on this one. We used 2x6s on the old style. It works either way. You're then just going to center up the granite foundation and get 4 or 3 of them depending on how wide you want to make this. And you are going to extend that out 2 more on each side, giving you a total of 5 blocks by either 3 or 4 wide. And just fill it all out like that. I went ahead and I put the foundation, or not the foundation, the suspension parts in wrong there, so just ignore that for now. We'll come back to that later. Here's the critical part. You're going to need 2 more of these blocks, and you're going to grab that switch that we always use, center it on that top block you placed, and nudge it down 1. And then that will line it up perfectly the same on both sides, just how we're going to need it to lie flush, right? So once it's on, you're going to need your horrible yellow pieces. These will be the bane of your existence here in just a minute. Line it up with the base of that switch and start building. You don't have to build the exact design that I make here. Pretty much any design is going to work well for you if you keep the wheels how I tell you to put them, put the driver's seat where it needs to be, etc., etc. So I went ahead and just mirrored these both on each side. You can remove that extra block once you're done. And this is what we have so far. Remember, don't look at those suspension pieces. Just look at how we've mirrored the front and the back half of our vehicle. Now, grab 2 more of those pieces and 1 more of the switch. And this time, start it on the lower one, center it, and nudge it up. And then that should allow it to lay perfectly flush with the studs of the granite foundations you've already placed. Now you can continue building, and when you put the new yellow pieces in, there's not like a good way to describe how to do it. You just really got to feel it, especially if you're on controller like I am. But essentially you're going to want to nudge those in place. You're going to want to change the plane, P-L-A-N-E plane, of the orientation on which way you're moving those yellow pieces in order to adjust it back. It makes a lot more sense when you're in the middle of it. If you can't get it to work right, just remember all you technically need is those yellow ones on the front and back, and that's just going to keep your vehicle safe. Now let's do the suspension. You're going to want one of those pieces all the way at the edge, and the other one centered in between your middle one and your edge one. The easiest way to do that is to center it on that granite foundation block and then nudge it over 1. With that, you're going to grab 8 powered wheels, the large size, and put it just like so, snapping onto the suspension. 2 steerable ones, and now you've determined which side's your front and which side's your back, and just change the orientation or direction on those wheels as well. Alright, our vehicle is looking pretty good so far. This is an approximate of what you should have. Underneath here, I just added a couple more of those blocks on the front side so that we could fit this chest in right here. Remember that you're always going to want your driver's seat to be on the back half. That's going to keep you hidden from enemies and give you the best point of view when you're driving long distances, since your camera is always going to be in the same spot. There you go. It's much easier to drive from back there, trust me. Now, I don't actually want to leave any of this space here empty, so we're going to go ahead and put in the big engine. You can use whatever size you want, but I like the big one. And then that will kick your player out to the left instead of forward. You can see just like that. And then in order to get the cannon in, we're going to have to raise it up by 2 foundation blocks. So put 2 down and then put 2 more right on top. And grab your manually controlled swivel, that's the green one, and put it right in the middle of the 2 of those with a cannon on top. That should allow you to fire the cannon either from sitting on it or in the driver's seat. And then I just fit a recycler in that last spot because I really like having a recycler with me when I'm going adventuring. I end up finding all of those gem weapons and tools that I never use. I just recycle them. Okay, so this is what we got so far. We're coming into a little bit more trickiness. So in order to get the forward thrusters, you're going to want to line up with the front set of yellow plates and adjust back until they just tessellate into place with the back half. You see that? How it fits in there. It's a nice little tight fit. Can't believe I just said that one. Do the same on the opposite side. Scooch it back. And you're going to just stack those 2 high on each side. There you go. It's very tricky, so if you are getting frustrated, just take a breather. It took me a while to figure it out. You can see all of the directional mistakes I was making. There you go. Now you've got the, I don't know, anchor point for these small thrusters, and you're going to hang those off the edge by 1, just like so, and just like so. And then, since this is an entirely free build, we're going to go to our lighting and go down to this torch right here, the Manor torch from the Majestic Manor's kitchen. That's a free one. You can unlock that by just doing a Dry Valley village up to whatever level it needs to be. Pop those on the front to give the impression of guns. They're also very strong, so you can crash into anything with them. You don't have to worry about it because they're made of copper. So then I added a couple more decorations here. The yellow parts, I just really like how it fills out the shaping of the tank. And it's going to cover those granite pieces too, but it all should be strong enough with the recent updates. I've not had a problem with anything except for brutes. And, you know, golems and stuff. But I haven't taken this over to the Lost Isles yet. Made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit that like button for me, just so that I know you're here, and that the YouTube algorithm will be able to push this to more people. And also subscribe to the Chaos Terminal, because we make a lot of really cool LEGO Fortnite stuff. We also play other games too, so you might find something you like. But for now, let's get back to the build, and let's cover up this center section. To do this, just line up with the top of the studs on that granite base. It's the easiest way to place these. That's how the game wants you to use that part, I think anyway. And I just put 5 down. It's kind of easy to line it up with the edge of the engine there and then move it forward. You don't want to move it too far forward because you'll block your recycler. And then your cannon will actually click onto those because it's the exact right height. And then your cannon won't turn anymore, so that's not good. Now I tried to put the little bumper that has lights on it there, but you're actually going to want the smaller sized one. That's just going to fill out that last little gap, add a little bit of color breaking up that yellow so it's not so overwhelming. There we go. And then it'll match the driver's seat too. I don't know. I like little things like that. We're going to put a big thruster on the back. That one coupled with the 4 we placed earlier is going to be our forward movement. And then we're going to put 4 on each side. 2 there and 2 there. And then that is going to be our turning thrusters. So the front left one should be channel 1. The back left one should be channel 2. The back right one should be channel 1. And the front... Come on now. Front right one should be channel 2. Kind of messed it up a little bit, but there we go. We're back on track. Okay, add some cannonballs and power cells to this bad boy. There we go, stack of 80. And swap the cannon to channel 4. That's pretty critical. We're almost done here. Grab an unactivated or a regular balloon. And you're going to put 2 up front behind your chest there. There should be just enough space for them. And then put 2 back here as far from your driver's seat as you can. It should line up right there. There we go. And let's give it a test. forward, to the right, to the left, fire the cannon. It works. We'll take it off the jack next. Nice, we have the slow fall. That's going to keep you safe driving off cliffs. With a little bit of energy, let's go ahead and get going. You'll notice that when you turn kind of suddenly using your channel 1 and 2, it'll pick its wheels up off the ground a little bit, but with the balloons you shouldn't go crazy. I think I got stuck there. There we go. Some of the other designs definitely did a little bit of Dukes of Hazzarding. Hey, we got a pig friend. Let's call you Higley 3. First two died. Okay, that's a fun new glitch. Do you see that? This world is pretty bugged, so this could be more the world than the actual vehicles. But let me know down in the comments below if you've seen any of your vehicles do that glitch where the wheels misalign with the actual body of the vehicle. Alright, we're back over by the Brute. As you can see, I drove us through the water just to make sure that it worked as a boat, which, yeah, it works as a boat. As long as I stay in this driver's seat, the Brute does not seem to see me. It just lets us hit him with the cannon as many times as I can actually line up a frickin' shot, which is not very many. So I tried to hop into this cannon to see if I could aim better, and the minute, the absolute second that I hit him from here, he sees me. And that's it. Oops. So I'm trying to get my materials. That way I can still show you the material list, which you already saw. And while I was doing that, the Brute got me. That's alright though. Nothing says competent LEGO YouTuber like dying to a Brute in creative mode. Alright, we are back. We are going to rescue our vehicle. At this point, we are basically at the end. I want you to now go and make yourself a 10-wheeled tank. I want to see what designs you come up with. They don't all have to be the same as the ones that I've made. As long as you have that base that's either 3 or 4 wide with 10 wheels, the 4 balloons set up, and enough yellow parts to keep it weighted down and safe, you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. I will catch up with you next time. Bye.